can't spread over every egg.
What is up, Jordan Cino Alert Nation? I'm your host, Jilla Jeemstar. Let's get right into the news. I found out I am adopted. Also in the news, Quantum TV has had another bad take, which we're going to be looking at today. But first, I'd like to give a big thank you to everyone who has been supporting the channel, new and old, and who has helped this channel reach 2,000 subscribers. That is over 2,000 members of the Jordan Cino army. So, thank you guys so much for that. Honestly didn't expect to reach that milestone until the end of the year. So thank you guys, you've made my year. And let's try and get to 3K by the end of the year. I don't know, let's see if we can do it. Anyway, the video we're going to be looking at today comes from Quantum TV's second channel, Quantum TV Vlog. And it is titled, "The Actman has a lot of racist fans and friends backing him up." Which, oh boy, I wonder how this video is gonna go. I mean, he's definitely not gonna try and insinuate that, you know, everyone who's against him is somehow a racist. Nah, he won't do that. That's not something our pal Quantum TV would do. In all seriousness, this video is somehow worse than every other response video Quantum TV has made. I don't know how he continues to keep lowering the standard of response videos that he makes, but he just somehow seems to do it. But this intro has gone on for long enough, so without further ado, let's just get straight into the video. Which, by the way, this video is going to be edited to avoid copyright, because while yes, it does still fall under fair use and all of that, I still don't want to get false flagged, as that's what's known as a pain in my ass.
Few things are more amusing than someone telling me that I'm making accusations and I don't have receipts.
I mean, dude, half the time you don't. You kind of just make baseless claims, expect everyone to believe you, and then if you do show receipts, they always tend to be lackluster or prove exactly the opposite of what you were trying to say. Case in point, the call with Actman's mother, where you tried to claim that you didn't threaten her, but you showed the recording where you clearly did. In other words, we didn't need to catch you in 4K because you did it yourself.
We're gonna take a look at some emails. So this first one shows, your business is fucked. We will not stop until you lose. And you will lose, son. Sounds like a threat to me, but again, this is what happens when you have Actman's fans. Come out to your channel and do what they do, right?
I have a question for Mr. TV here. Do you think this happens to every single person that somebody makes a criticism video on? Because a reminder that this all started from a criticism of Quantum TV's Elden Ring video. Which honestly, it shouldn't have gotten that far, but, you know, kind of what happens when you abuse the copyright system and tell an entire community of gamers that they should go commit seppuku. It honestly shouldn't have gotten this far, but do you want to know who escalated it this far? Quantum TV himself. Because this would have all been over ages ago if he didn't try to false flag the Actman, or threaten to false flag Mischief, or continuously double down on his bad decisions.
They even wrote me a horrible little poem here. It talks about roses are red and violets are blue, and inwards are black. You know that's true. They don't mind, but they don't mind, because what the heck? You gotta be black to get a welfare check? Like all this racist stuff, and then they've got a black man hanging from a noose?
Look, I ain't gonna defend any of this, okay? Like, yes, it's absolutely fucking horrible that Quantum TV is receiving these kinds of emails. But at the end of the day, there are crazy people on the internet. And it is absolutely not the Actman's fault if one of those people stumble upon his videos. Mainly because you can't control who watches your videos. And I would also like to mention that those people aren't the Actman's majority fan base. These would be the vast minority of people. Because I'm sure that most of the Actman's fan base are normal fucking humans. And I know for a fact that in the Actman's videos, he doesn't encourage any of this behavior. Nor does he encourage it elsewhere. There are just crazy people out there that will go do this shit. doesn't mean that everybody has to stop making criticism videos, and it doesn't mean that the Actman has to take down his video. The best we can do is discourage these people and not give them the reaction that they want. And in case anyone hasn't figured it out already, I do not encourage this kind of behavior. Don't go and harass Quantum, okay? Don't go to his channel, email, or whatever the fuck he's got, okay? Just enjoy these videos and have a laugh, okay? That's all you need to do.
All of it. Racist shit. This is a hate crime. And people think I'm pulling a race card, but again, this is a hate crime at this point. It's racially motivated, as you can clearly see, right?
Yes, the emails are racially motivated. Do you want to know what else is racially motivated in this situation? Absolutely nothing is the answer. The videos made about Quantum by the likes of me, Mischief, the Actman, Review Tech, Griffin, and other commentary channels alike are not. If I really need to point that out to anyone. Nobody here cares what race you are, Quantum, okay? We just want to hold you accountable for the bad shit that you've done.
Now, I can show you that YouTube is picking these people up on the Copyright ID tool. For anybody that doesn't know, the Copyright ID tool shows you the name of the user, in this case, RTU Streams.
The Content ID tool, I'm tired of saying this, is highly inaccurate. And it is known for being highly inaccurate. It's just there to pick up who uses your content. It's not gonna tell you if their video is fair use. The idea of it is that you go and judge it yourself. Which obviously Quantum isn't very good at judging. You know, since he just refers to the Content ID tool and can't actually give us an example of how these videos aren't fair use.
And you can report it by clicking that little box there and just hitting report.
Yeah, sure, you can report videos from the Content ID tool. It doesn't mean that you should just do it without actually watching the video just because YouTube says they used X amount of your video. The idea is they just notify you so you can go and judge it for yourself. YouTube themselves can't take down videos on your behalf, nor tell you whether or not you should take down videos, as that would be illegal.
Going off of what YouTube is flagging is copyright abuse, is just the most asinine thing.
When do YouTube actually tell you that you should copyright strike videos that show up on the Content ID tool? Oh wait, they don't! Ah, who would have guessed? You know, it's almost like they can't actually give you legal advice, because that would make them legally liable if it was bad advice. It's also almost like that when they flag something with the Content ID, that you yourself are supposed to watch it and judge it for yourself before you do anything. AKA, not just go off of what YouTube said. Fucking brainlet.
They didn't ask for permission to use this content, they're just doing what they want with it.
You are aware, Quantum, that in a fair use work, you don't need permission to use somebody else's content. Fair use is literally that you don't need the person's permission. If you did need the person's permission for fair use, then there would be literally no reason for it to exist. Honestly, this just shows you how little Quantum understands about fair use. But somehow, everybody else is wrong. You know, he's the only person that's right. He's the mythical messiah of YouTube that actually understands fair use. Really just speaks to this fucking guy's ego.
And again, these people want to go on and on about you're abusing the system. The system is literally matching you, man. What does that say? Channel copyright matches.
You know what, Quantum? If I ever wanted to die, I would just climb up to the level of your ego and jump down to the level of your intelligence. It's a pretty long fall if you ask me.
Here's a screen grab of the Actman casually dropping N-bombs on Twitter. I guess no big deal there, right?
Yeah, okay, we're aware that the Actman said a bunch of edgy things on Twitter, alright? Do I think what he said is okay? Hell no, but do I think he was being genuinely racist and homophobic and all of that with what he said? Of course not. The dude is just trying to be edgy. And besides, the Actman has apologized on several occasions for saying that stuff. And he has shown that he has changed as a person. And besides, he didn't say anything particularly unforgivable like, oh, I don't know, wishing death upon the entire LGBT community.
Here's a screen grab of Rich from Review Tech USA doing a live stream with that fake Quantum TV moderator that he says openly on his same live stream is a fake Quantum, and he just allows it because it's funny.
In all seriousness, it actually is pretty funny.
He knows it's impersonation at that point.
Dude, he literally said on stream that it's a fake account. Like, how is that impersonation? They're literally saying that they aren't you. Identity theft isn't a joke, Jim. Millions of lives are ruined by it every year.
Then there are the endless hordes of haters coming from Actman, literally just dumping their hatred all over every video that I create, and then acting like I'm just playing the victim somehow when they're literally going out of their way to harass me.
I mean, I hate to be the victim blamer here, Quantum, but none of them would be doing this if you could just not be a dick for 5 seconds. I mean, you do realize that you consistently doubling down on your takes and, you know, saying all this stupid shit is only adding fuel to the fire.
Now we have Actman's fans sexually harassing me, doing strange things like putting cucumbers in my mouth.
Somebody photoshopping a cucumber in your mouth is sexual harassment. Get the fuck out of here, dude. I would honestly be surprised if it was possible for this video to get any stupider.
And they really love to attack my sexual orientation by discriminating against me, making LGBT GIFs and memes and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, never mind. This video did get dumber. Because somehow people photoshopping him kissing a man is an attack on his sexuality. And we're the ones who are woke leftards or whatever. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, it's a fucking meme, bro. Chill the fuck out. It's mostly a meme about the fact that everybody thinks that you are homophobic. Which, I mean, after you saying this, are you exactly disproving anyone here?
I mean, if the roles were reversed and, you know, they wanted their sexual orientation to be respected and it wasn't, I'm pretty sure they would go screaming, kicking, and falling out all over the floor about it. But here I am, a Christian straight man, and they target that as some sort of nasty or negative thing.
How the fuck does this video consistently keep getting dumber and dumber? Nobody is targeting you because of your religion and sexuality. Nobody cares that you're a straight Christian dude, okay? Like, seriously, dude, and he wonders why people think he's a right-winger.
Of course, we can see my religion being attacked even further when they say that, you know, I went on some sort of crazy religious meltdown, which factually actually never happened once. I, never brought up religion.
I mean, you're kind of going on a religious meltdown when you claim that the reason people are attacking you is because of religion, which, by the way, it isn't. Nobody cares what religion you subscribe to, okay, dude? Okay, a lot of people just think that you're a religious extremist, mainly due to the fact that you have been shown to be very homophobic and transphobic, which usually tends to be something associated with religious extremists.
Then we have people like Mischief, who like to defend racism for some weird reason, trying to act like that is okay somehow.
You do realize, Quantum, that one of the first sentences in that video is Mischief saying that he's not defending anything that is said in any of the old tweets.
But the reality is, Ortega plays an Actman have not in fact changed because all of those racist comments are coming from the Actman.
Okay, Quantum, show me where in the Actman's video where he told people to go and harass you and say racist shit. Oh wait, he never did that. Oh wow, man, it's almost like it was only a few people who were taking things too far. In other words, not actually the Actman's entire fan base.
All of the commentary that we see coming out of all these people are still just as harassing as they were back then.
None of what the Actman was called out for in that video had anything to do with old commentary videos that he made. It was all based off of the dumb, edgy shit that he said on Twitter. That's it. It had nothing to do with old commentary videos.
This has been going on for millennia. It's no different now than it was in the when they were grouping up together and they were ganging up on these little kids and, you know, certain time periods, and they were picking somebody they wanted to ostracize. I think this is no different.
No, it is very different, because firstly, we're not just doing this because we want to bully someone. We're doing this because we're trying to hold you accountable for the bad things you've done. Abusing the copyright system. Saying all the horrible bigoted shit that you have. Falsely accusing Rich of Review Tech of being a kitty diddler, which is a defamatory claim, by the way, and ban evading YouTube. This is not a fucking cancel crusade, and this is not us just trying to bully someone. You have done bad things. We are making sure that you are held accountable for them.
You see, let me tell you something about changed men. They disavow stuff like this coming from their community. They don't tell you that you need to take criticism.
Sending Quantum that kind of racist shit is unacceptable. But Quantum, how the fuck dare you try and lump this in with people trying to criticize you? How fucking dare you, you actual c***? What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Seriously, man. Like, that's a pretty fucked up thing to do. To try and equate people sending you racist messages to people criticizing you for your consistently bad actions. And it is absolutely not the fault of Mischief, Griffin, or the fucking Actman, or anybody else making these kinds of videos that this shit is happening. At no point did we tell people to go do this. In fact, most of us have said for the opposite, for people to leave you alone. So in conclusion, Quantum, fuck off.
And when you make them aware that this is happening to you, they tell you to suck it up, you're being a little bitch, or all this other stuff.
No, we call you a little bitch because you use the copyright system to try and censor criticism about you. And because you blame this kind of behavior on criticism people make of you and your channel.
And then you call the mother to try to reach out, because maybe she's more reasonable than the son, or you can try to, you know, at the very least get a hold of him to try to talk things out, work out differences.
You were able to reach out and talk to him this entire time. You didn't need to call his mother. And also, I thought you didn't even want to talk to his mother. Why are you saying, oh, maybe she's more reasonable, that's why I called her? Like, I mean, seriously, the story just keeps on changing, and he wonders why everybody says that he's a pathological liar.
People say, take criticism. This is your criticism.
That is not our criticism, and you cannot claim that it is, because we didn't say those things, nor did we encourage for those things to be said. Honestly, the way Quantum is trying to spin this is just fucking disgusting. Like, seriously, how many lows can this guy hit?
Now, if all that shit isn't bad enough, then, of course, there's the infamous tweet where he can confirm that Quantum TV is threatening him and his family with doxing and violence, even reached out to his mother saying, we wouldn't want our families to get hurt or involved in this.
He can confirm it. In fact, he doesn't even need to, because you confirmed it in your own video, where you showed the recording of the call, where you threatened to drag his entire family through the mud and derail their livelihoods if they didn't comply with your requests. You yourself proved that you did that one.
The funny thing about that is I showed the call log. You can clearly see outgoing that same Saturday, April 23rd. You can see also that same Saturday, April 23rd, he says the following. Gonna be back to regular content. I'm done with this Quantum business, and please don't go and harass him.
Yeah, but he didn't say that on the 23rd or 24th here in Australia because you called his mother. He said it because he posted his video on you that day and wanted the situation to be done after he had posted his video. At that time, he probably didn't even know that you reached out to his mother. Mainly because he probably didn't find out about it until days later when, you know, he actually posted about you calling his mother. This is honestly just such a dishonest way to frame things that it's unbelievable.
He magically is trying to call off his dogs, right? He magically calls off his dogs after the phone call with his mother, where his mother says she'll talk to him. His mother even calls me back, right? You can go rewatch that video. It's timestamped in the top right-hand corner.
In that video, we were actually unable to hear what his mother was saying. So for all we know, she could have been completely disagreeing with you. Also, it's very clear that when he posted that, he posted it as a follow-up to his video being made. Plus, I doubt that the Actman's mom was on your side since, you know, since we can literally see messages where she says, yeah, be careful, he's a nutcase. Like, she obviously didn't have the conversation with him that, you know, you probably wanted her to have.
you were moving on. And magically now, your mother's telling you to try stuff that's not connected to you. Keep your hands clean from it, right?
Yeah, he was cool with it until you called his mother and threatened to derail the livelihoods of their entire family. It's also very dishonest the way that he's trying to frame this conversation, like, oh, the Actman's mother is saying that he should murder me. Like, no, she isn't. She is clearly talking about him contacting you in a way that you can't use to cyberstalk him any further. Like, of course she's not gonna be asking her son to go and murder you.
You want the truth? The truth is, all of this is happening because I told him no. Just like I told Mischief no.
I mean, if your version of telling somebody no is, you know, abusing the copyright system and committing perjury, then yeah, I guess all you did was tell them no. Although now you're kind of mad because everybody is saying no to you abusing the copyright system.
Just stealing my content. You don't own my shit. I'm the one that made that video. You can criticize it without playing the entire fucking video.
You do realize that they need to play your video to actually show what you were saying. Mainly so that they can properly put what you said in context and argue against it. Like, honestly, what do you want, Quantum? Like, you want us to stop supposedly taking you out of context, but you don't actually want us to show the context that we're supposedly taking you out of.
They don't want to hear this. They want to steal it. And when you tell them no, they unite together to be like, you're just trying to stifle criticism.
You are, bro. That's literally what you're trying to do. Like, one of your main complaints about Mischief's video was that it was a dramatic attack on your brand. Also, what do essentially all of your arguments in these videos boil down to? Oh, that you don't like being criticized. This is 100% because you don't like people criticizing you, Quantum.
Be fair about it and don't use so much of it because it's not really fair and then you're...
It can still be fair use if we use a large portion of your video. The thing is that our portion of the video has to outweigh your portion significantly, which it usually does and has in pretty much every single video made about you.
damaging the original video's ability to make money or profit because you're sending people to damage my channel.
We're not sending people to damage your channel. At no point does Mischief say for people to go over and harass you. In fact, no one would've, just from his original video or the Actman's video. Thing is that you incentivized people doing that by consistently being a twat.
We literally have proof of them committing conspiracy against me when you see them reaching out to each other back and forth via Twitter.
Oh yes, it's the Quantum TV conspiracy. They're doing all of this to pick on poor old Quantum TV, who is definitely not a copyright abuser.
Let me ask you guys one final question before this video ends. If the Actman had no problem with sharing private DMs via Discord, why is he so uncomfortable with showing you exactly where I said that we wouldn't want our families to get involved in this via text message?
Via text message? Like, it was literally a phone call, dude. Not only that, on a landline. Meaning that it would have been literally impossible to text message her. Because, I don't know if you'd know this, but a landline doesn't have a screen. Also, the Actman doesn't need to show the clip where you threatened her, because you showed it. In your own video.
The fact is, he doesn't have that proof because it doesn't exist. That's why every time I demanded he shows it, he shuts the fuck up.
When have you demanded the Actman to show proof of it? And even still, you literally showed proof of it in your own video a while ago. So, you know, you kinda did his job for him. Also, not to mention, it would be literally impossible for him to show proof of a phone call that he wasn't around to record. That was also on a landline.
Because he's a liar. Just like the rest of them are liars.
Sorry, Quantum, but you are the only one who has been caught lying throughout this entire situation.
That's why I'm still here. The Actman told you he had a meeting with YouTube, or had some big YouTube exec that's gonna get me canceled. He's gonna meet with him on Wednesday. It's now Saturday. I guarantee you nothing's going to fucking happen because I don't do anything.
I mean, the Actman literally stated today that he is still in the talks with YouTube about it. Which means it'd probably be safe to say that, you know, it's probably a pretty long process to get a channel terminated for something like this. Like, they can't just flip a switch and do it.
And all of this, because they're told no to stealing from other people. That's the real reason. They think it's abuse, that they can't have their little entitled it down or repost it and say whatever they want, talk shit about you.
Listen, Quantum, just because somebody calls you a few names in a criticism video that they make about you, doesn't mean it's not fair use, okay? Just because criticism hurts your ego doesn't mean you can abuse the copyright system to remove it. Anyway, I'm done with this shitty video, so that's all for today. If you did enjoy, leave a like. If you're new to the channel, why not subscribe, turn on those post notifications so you never miss an upload. Also, because we're trying to get to 3,000 subs here. Also, please don't send any hate over to Quantum TV. It's really unneeded. But that's all for today. So until the next one, piss off.